Yes. So good to see you all. Such a nice round. Oh, I see already some known faces. Good to see you again and some new. Yes, so we have our weekly feminine wisdom and business call. And today, some of you maybe are already with Feminity, and we have for all who are not yet, we have really a huge German community, and we want to go and grow because we think and feel that the world needs way more female leaders in the calls, on the stages, and yeah, we want to empower ourselves and you all, and looking for other women who feel they want to, yeah, go into the female leader role. And today we have Jamila von Carnap, and I want to tell you a short story about her because it's so funny. I wasn't having like a picture, but then I talked to Lila and I was clear like, oh my God, she's even from the same city than I am, like a small town close to Hamburg. And we first met 2 weeks ago on a Sunday when Christine was doing the English call. And there was around 300 women in Hamburg, Bergedorf. Like, I don't know, I don't even know the English words, but in German it's Standesamt, where you get married. And the calling was to come like in white or bright colors. And I was sitting there and I was like, oh my God, every woman who's coming here today actually is marrying their selves. Because all women there kind of said yes to themselves, to their bigger vision, to their bigger why, and like what they actually want to bring into this world. And there was so much love and like empowerment and support. And Jamila is in one of my friends and other leaders team with Infinity and Feminity. And yes, because we don't want to just grow it in Germany, we want to go out. Who from you all is not in Germany? Put in like me. Because, well, okay, Marianne, where are you, on the Maldives or something? But you talk German.
No, I'm actually on Mauritius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for the next 2.5 weeks.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I remember we were
Yeah,
talking about that. Oh, so it is really bad on Mauritius, right?
yeah, it's really bad.
Sunny, sunburn. Oh my God. But I'm telling you, Germany is actually hot as well at the moment.
Okay.
Maybe not that clear water like in you have in Mauritius.
Yeah.
And so Jamila will say a bit about herself because we really just met like a few minutes, and yeah, there was already such a deep connection from heart to heart. From what I know, she's also like I am, like a business mentor, and really wants to embody the business, and will give us a wonderful call tonight. So happy you're joined the International Inner Circle, Jamila. And yeah, we are looking forward. Maybe you want to introduce yourself a bit more as well.
Yes, I can do that. Hello, everyone. Welcome. It's such a joy to meet up with you this afternoon and to have this special opportunity to connect and to remind each other of the power that we inherently carry. And I actually love that, Anna, that you brought this idea of each and every woman that was stepping into this physical space was saying yes to herself and marrying herself. And I actually did that 3 years ago in a ceremony. And I remember that this was one of the most important steps in my leadership, in my unfolding, in my journey of becoming who I am, when I decided, or I chose to be complete within myself, to not need someone exterior to complete me, basically. And I guess that's a story that so many of us carry, that we are always looking for something, that we're always feeling this need of, I'm not good enough yet, I'm not there yet, I'm not whatsoever. And it seems like outer validation could give us that recognition and also the right to be here fully, but it's actually only us. Like, we are the ones that need to reclaim our power, and need to claim our place on planet Earth. And it's a journey. It's a journey. It's been a wild ride in my life as well. I am a businesswoman for 15 years already, and it's been something. And it still is the most beautiful adventure that I've ever embarked on, because it's a continuous, really like a continuous journey of choosing myself and my truth and my path all over again. And it has been a bumpy road, and I'm sure there will be so much more challenges on different levels. And actually, by now, I can say I'm quite looking forward to the challenges, because I see how much I've grown through all of them. So what to say about me? I'm currently living in the north of Germany. I've been living in Portugal for 4 years, and that has brought a lot of international connections. That's why I also love the idea of growing a team that is internationally based, and where I can also make use of this beautiful language that I love so much. I am fairly new within Infinity and Feminity. I'm already very close for 2 or even 3 years meanwhile. So I know a lot of people that have joined this company, this movement, this opportunity so much earlier than I did. And at the same time, I know that there is times when things align for all of us. And it's usually not the way to pressure something, even if at points in our lives we need this kick in the butt to really take the step that we are still afraid of. And at the same time, it's also true that the grass will not grow quicker when you pull and when you want to pull it out of the ground. So it's a fine balance, I feel, a fine dance. To know yourself well enough, to feel yourself well enough, to be present often enough, so that you, from a deep inner wisdom, can take your choices and take your steps into the life that is awaiting you. And that brings me to sit here today with you. And that's actually so amazing, because I feel that so alive in my heart for such a long time, to empower other women to just go their steps and know that they are not alone. Because I feel that's the hardest, when we are kind of on something that looks like a battlefield, and we feel all alone, and we feel all alone with the challenges, and we feel all alone with the patterns and with the negative thoughts that we might still be hearing. in our minds that tell us like we cannot do it anyway. And it's just such a difference when we're in a field, when we're part of a field, when we allowed ourselves to step into a field that is welcoming us like fully, with our doubts, with our fears, with our visions, with our dreams, with our desires, like the whole package. And this is fertile ground for real sustainable growth. And that's why I'm so happy to be here and also to be representing this movement, because I see that this world needs so much more of our feminine wisdom, so much more of our feminine power, and also so much more of us reconnecting back to the intuitive knowing of what is right or wrong or aligned or misaligned, what is matching and what is not, so that we can really go our way and claim our path and wow, shine our light out there in the world. And I've been working as an artist and a mentor for 15 years now. I'm going ever deeper into the essence, basically, the essence of things, the essence of our energetic alignment. Like my work is all around energetic intelligence. I love to make it known how we allow ourselves to step on a successful path, because it's so different for each and every single one of us. And human design has been one of my most potent tools that I'm still using, because it makes it so easily visible who you are, what potential you are carrying, where you are blocking yourself because you are actually not using what you've got in your own toolbox, and bringing you back into your alignment, where you're headed, where you actually really want to go, what you want to experience in this lifetime. And that's for me the most beautiful transformation to witness in other people, to support them in really understanding who they are and why they are here, what they came for, and really hold the mirror for the full beauty that you are, that you embody, that you're carrying inside, and find the way how this beauty can be revealed into the outside. Because all that you are still experiencing in your surrounding, whenever there is distortion, whenever there's something that you feel, oh, that doesn't quite work for me, or I don't like that, or I actually don't want to nourish that field or that thought or that conviction, but it's still in my movie. So why is that with me? You are the key, as always. You are always the key to make the change. And that's the center of my work.
Thank you so much for sharing. And who of you found yourself in between the story? In some parts. Okay, I see hearts at Barbara's place. Who else? Because I found myself really often in your story. And I think that's the difference also. Like, so many people want to change, and then there are the ones who really are the change or want to be the change, make the change in themselves and also in others. And yeah. Bertha, greetings to Mallorca. And she's embodying everything already. She was also like live on the stage for Feminity 2 weeks ago. How was it, Bertha? The 300, yes, yeah. Well, you jumped
You
in.
want to talk to me? Okay. I was not expecting this, but it was amazing. I have to switch off my so I'm sorry. So now it was amazing. And I was talking to people afterwards, after the event, and everyone, not even only the Infinity girls, you know, different people who are not in the network, they were like, this was one of the most amazing events, because it was like really everyone was equal. Everyone was celebrating this day. Everyone was bringing something very magical into this world. And it was just I didn't expect it either. I mean, I came from Mallorca just to see you in the end, but I didn't expect anything. I was like, okay, let's play. Let's just play. And then I was sitting on my chair like a little girl, like, oh my God, I love all these women. And there were some who impressed me even more than others, because you could deeply feel. I mean, do I have 1 minute?
1 minute.
Okay, because there was one woman, she was talking about migraine. And this woman lived her business. She was her business. She embodied her business. She was so emotional, and it touched me so deeply. And I just wanted to share that. It was when someone is going, you know.
And see, I got goosebumps because I was telling before a bit that it was like in a Standesamt, like, and we were going there and marrying ourselves again. And that's actually, I think that's the magic which happens with when really women come together and don't have like this, they are all equal and see just with the open hearts. Because then there are some seven-figure business owners between like women, or even like there were young women with 17 or 16 years. And what happens to those kids who feel and see people who really embody their business? And Jamila, you prepared like something like a little workshop. So let's get over to your workshop part. And yeah, you prepared something.
I actually absolutely love what we've got. Like, thank you for this golden key, dear Birte. Like, I loved so much meeting you on this occasion in person. Birte is another powerful projector being, which I love because it's also my human design. And seeing her as a successful businesswoman, and yeah, just how to call that, like sometimes it's about melting into this frequency of success, basically, of embodiment, of presence that someone is already carrying. And that's why I love that you brought this example of it really doesn't matter at all what you are sharing with the world. It only matters that it's true for you. It only matters that it matters to your heart. And it can be that you will never ever find one other person on this whole globe that would also have a beating heart for the same thing. It's not very probable, but of course that could happen. But just imagine every single person on this planet Earth would simply take care for what is dear to their heart. Like, gosh, we would be living in paradise. And I feel this is one of the most important keys in case you are having your own business, building your own business, or also wanting to find your place, your home, your positioning within the company of another person. It doesn't really matter if you're kind of self-employed or if you are employed by another one, but this is basically what our call today wants to open, is this idea of where do you belong? Where is your true place? How does the space feel that you open through following your heart and expressing what is meaningful and valuable and precious to you? And how do I make it a reality for myself to be seen in this, to stand my grounds and to root so deeply that there's actually nothing that can tear me apart anymore. It's really about your wholeness within, so that you come from this integrity, and whatever you do then can only be successful, can only be sustainable for you, because it's your story and it's not the copy of the story of another one. When you are here today, I'm sure there must be something that resonated within you or that made you, beautiful. Beautiful comment, Leela. Thank you so much. I think sometimes the difficulty is to find what really drives you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, full yes to this. It's one of the most important things that we take the time, that we take the mirrors that are offered to us from friends, from family, from mentors, from coaches, from wherever we really trust to be seen, to be heard in what is meaningful to us. And it's really a training. It's a continuous process of in a way digging so deep that you can really present the essence on the surface. And there's nothing wrong with you or with anyone if that's difficult, because we basically have never learned to do so. Like, no one taught us during our upbringing to stick to our dreams, to know the secrets of manifesting what you want instead of what you don't want. Also to trust the path of your heart and trust your inner knowing and how that actually feels, your inner guidance system that will always remind you of, sweetheart, that's not your path. That's not your way to go. That might be true for another one, but it's actually not for you, because remember, your vision was X, Y, Z. So you can take that question maybe with you and repeatedly ask yourself, whatever choice is in front of you right now, what does it create if I say yes to this? And then also feel and tune into your body and see if you feel a contraction or if you actually feel an opening. And coming back to the title of today's session, of today's gathering, why things don't work, even if you're doing everything quote unquote right. And I'm sure every single person in here is one that has taken a lot of steps already, and maybe a lot of courses, and maybe a lot of master classes, and maybe a lot of mentors and programs and this or that, or whatever your mode of learning and opening your field and widening your perception is. Could be books, could be podcasts, could be whatever. But for all of us, I'm sure it was most important to, as a first step, open up to a different reality, open up to the possibility that there is more, that I can make my own reality in comparison to what I've been taught, how I've been taught to function in this world, how I've been taught to just be a puzzle piece in the great game of life, but actually never asking what this puzzle piece is showing. Is that matching with who I am? Or am I trying to match a space, a color, a frame that just like gives me the creeps, because I feel I'm getting lost in that. I'm not even fitting in. And you might feel that it's been such an effort already, like all of this journey of personal development and of women empowerment and of claiming that you want it to be different. It's already so good when you know that. It's already like so amazing when you are clear that what you have been offered by this standard of life is not what you're here for. And you might be in this experience of doing all the things and taking so much care and learning to love yourself for everything that you are, and learning how to communicate well, and being courageous enough to step up and be seen, and whatever your path has been already. But if there is the feeling of your surrounding is not answering your desires yet, there is some kind of success, but it doesn't feel quite right. It doesn't feel alive. You might come to the conclusion that it's a strategy problem, that it's a problem of how you do things, of what you do. But it's actually a problem of who you dare to be. It's a positioning problem. How do you position yourself in this world? And positioning might not be exactly what you think in the first place. There's 3 components to this quality of coming home inside of yourself and coming home in the world. We look at the place you are coming from and you are living in. And that's really like physically where you are, like your environment, your work, your relations. What are the influences that color what you think, how you speak, how you behave each and every single day? What is the wider field that is either supporting you or is holding you small? we do say that you are the average of the 5 people that you're spending most of your time with. And maybe you want to check in your own life. Who are the people you're spending most of your time with? And for many people, it might be the reality that they are 5 days in a row, 5 days in a week of only 7 days, spent their time at a place of work that they do not even enjoy, being with people they do not even resonate with, listening to radio, listening to TV, listening to whatever, where they do not even feel that is my truth. But just imagine when this is happening to you, like all the time, and each and every moment, you're just infiltrated by this standard way of doing things, of thinking, of living, of expecting. When you're not allowing yourself to expect more from life, gosh, like, where do you think you're headed? And I also love this golden key of, and we're coming back to what Leela said, that's perfect. You cannot hit a target you don't have. So you will never ever reach a goal if you did not set it as the place where you want to be, the quality that you want to live, and the things that you want to experience, or the material things that you want to have. If you're not claiming what you want, it most probably will not find its way to you. So it all starts with looking at where you are physically, what is surrounding you, what quality of life, of nature, of material, of spaciousness is serving you in each and every moment. And you might take a moment for yourself, either now to simply check in, take a little moment, take a breath, and check in with yourself. When it's about my physical environment, on a scale of 1 to 10, how amazing do I feel about where I'm at, where I'm spending most of my time? And just take a mental note, or you can also put it in the chat if you like to share. But just for you to understand, that's what is having an effect on my life in each and every moment. So how beautiful, how nourishing, how high quality, high frequency does your surrounding feel to you, your environment? Same thing with your workplace. If you're going somewhere, if you're hello Steffi. So just give yourself a little moment to check in. How much do I like what I'm doing most of my time, my most precious time that I am alive on planet Earth? How am I spending this time? How am I investing myself? Who is benefiting from me being alive, from me being reliable, from me being skilled, from me giving my life force energy, my working hours, my everything to a mission, a project, a product, a company? Who is actually benefiting from me? The kids are wonderful. I would say that feels like, within my system, feels beautiful to be on a mission to accompany another human being through living life, through understanding what it means to be human. Like, wow, that's such a big thing. that's like, wow, full respect. Like, I'm not a mother. So I can not imagine what it really means to have taken on this responsibility and that role, and also this, wow, this, you are basically all the time in a position to be observed, to be replicated in a way, and to be needed. And that's so big. And it's actually a very beautiful example, because also when we are business owners, it's kind of comparable, because the position that we are taking in once we start a business, we open a space that is nourished by who we are and what we believe in. People start to follow us into a possibility that wasn't there before. And it comes with a lot of responsibility. It comes with a lot of opportunity as well. Yeah, I always said my business is my 3 kids. Yes, of course. Like, wow. Actually, I feel all these mothers out there, all these women out there should be honored so much more for, like, how can you like give your everything to another human being with so much love, with so much heart, with so much care? Like, gosh, we should all, like, as a society, take care that these women, these mothers, and most probably most of you are mothers, I guess, get a totally new status. Like, how can we expect from one human being to be a mother, to do household duties, to have a job, or to run a business, or whatsoever, live a life, have a partnership, this and that? Like, that's crazy. Being a mother is already like enough of a job. And if we were a society that would really click. And now I'm coming back to positioning, because from my understanding of human design and the energetics, it's also a reminder that every single one of us has different qualities. Every single one of us has different skills, a different potential, a different mission on planet Earth. And if we would be really living it, that would mean that we would need to position ourselves so much more clear, with so much stronger boundaries, and also claiming what we need, what we want, what we can, and what we cannot. And this gives every single other human being the opportunity to step up into who they are meant to be as well. Because what I've been learning from human design, and through a greater understanding that I was blessed to cultivate since then, is we are perfectly made. Every single one of us is simply perfect. Not lacking anything, not being too much, simply perfect. But as long as we are trying to be someone who we are not, we cannot not fail at it. So this is really an invitation to remember who you are and come back into this rootedness within, so that you can hear your inner guidance system and take it from there, and take decisions, make choices that might look totally crazy, but simply bring you back to where you belong. And we as a whole, as the whole puzzle, when every single one is living their power, then we really click. Then it's easy for us to support each other, because everyone is carrying a potential that wants to be used, that wants to be implemented. And as long as you are holding back that potential, another one is trying to make up for that. And you might be trying to fit in an expectation that another one has of you. But we actually really need embodied people on planet Earth, embodied women living their integrity, claiming what they want, who they are, and what they came for. And really seeing that so much more is possible than what we have been taught that we should be living. And from this low vibrational field, which is the masses, which is the field of fear, of doubt, of not trusting, we need to widen our capacities. And it's never to judge that there's something wrong with you if you're not yet standing your grounds, if you're not yet where you want to be. It's only for you to see where I'm coming from has not prepared me well enough to be able to easily be who I'm meant to be. But now that I'm seeing this, that it's on me to take the decision, the choice, and make the promise to myself that I will no longer put responsibility for my joy, my happiness, my health, my financial means, my abundance into the hands of another one. Possibilities open up. I make the choice that I am taking back responsibility, which also means at the same time, I am allowing myself to reap the fruits when they are ripe, to receive the goodness of what I've planted, to be well nourished, sustained, supported, and appreciated for all that I am. And this is all about your capacity. And that's the second part, is the space. What do you hold in your nervous system, in your energy, and in your emotional capacity? If your inner space is contracted, if you are blocked within your energetic system that is all made to flow, life can never fully meet you. I give you a little moment to take a breath, let it sink in, and I will let this little being out of the room.
I heard also someone like typing that the boss has spoken, that it's did she leave already? And that's what I realize also with building a business or having kids with the business. They're never like in, how do you say that? It's like I don't like a child more than the other child, but my business is
Preference.
also, yeah, preference. But my business is also like one of my babies. And my kids need to learn to understand I'm not putting my business on top, but also not below. It's like kind of equal. Yeah.
Beautiful. But you are also a manifesting generator, right? Yeah. So it's beautiful to hear that. And at the same time, I always feel like it's different for everyone, like the energetic capacities that we carry. And there are women that we might be inspired by and have an orientation towards and have the feeling like, oh gosh, like she's touching me so much with her story, with what she's made a reality for herself, what she's embodying, like how she feels to me. And I'm like, oh gosh, I want to be like her. I want to live life like she does. But that's one of the like most important learnings. Yeah. In all of my journey, like let yourself be inspired. Absolutely, absolutely. But know yourself well enough in order to be clear and be sure how it works for you. Because we can be misguided so quickly when we're trying to jump on to something someone else is doing. But what I really feel vital is that we have the presence, the joy, the capacity to get to know each other, to really see the gold in each other and call us out for exactly this. Because when I know that there is a woman in my field and she's an expert in this and that, and I have tried so hard to make it work for myself, but I'm actually not good at it, I'd rather invite her to take this role in my business or in my life or in wherever I need it, instead of trying to be someone I'm not. And at the same time, I'm like elevating the other one. So for me, it's so important that we remind ourselves again and again and again, I'm not less when I cannot keep up with how she's doing business or life or her mother role or whatever. And I love to be inspired by other women, because actually we can really show each other what is possible. And we are not, at the least, not at capacity. Like we can change this world, you know, like bit by bit and step by step, with the truth of our hearts and with this power that we are uniting when we come back to trusting each other. And trusting each other, which has been quite hard for most of the women, starts with trusting yourself. And that's actually also a very fitting issue or content piece to the space. Like, what are you holding? What is actually possible within your capacities? How much do you trust yourself that you choose wisely what is serving you, and that you say no to whatever is not serving you? And your no's are sacred. Your no's are needed. And your yeses are the ones that will make this fire, this passion, this life force energy within your system really burn brightly. Take a moment to take a breath. And remember Remember this fire within. Remember what you love and what you're passionate about and what gives you this tingling sensation within where you feel like, oh yes, oh gosh, oh yeah, I want more of this. Oh, that feels actually like me. Oh, that feels alive. I want more of this. This is our driving force, our aliveness. And when we are in places or spaces where we don't feel alive and we are actually not invited to share our aliveness, to live our aliveness, but always in this feeling of, oh gosh, I need to dim down. I need to like not talk about what I actually would love to talk about. I need to just retreat a little bit and please in order to be okay. But when you leave the place, you will just feel empty and maybe question yourself of like, why did I actually not speak up? And I get it because there is such fundamental, deep fears still in our system, in our nervous system, where we are repeating this pattern and this story of, if I'm not pleasing, I'm not belonging. And if I'm not belonging, I might be fearing death. I might be not taken care of. And that starts as a little one. So we're trying to do everything to belong, to be a part. But we are basically, in most of the fields, part of misaligned energy fields. And what we have been experiencing on this event, live with 300 women, is an aligned energy field. And that's also what made me step into the energy field that is infinity, together with femininity, which has been, for me, the missing piece. We are invited to be elevated by the presence of each other. And this is what we really need for growth. That we make this experience and like really have that be our cellular memory, that we override the stories, the patterns, the conditioning that might still be the memory within your body, within your cells, that it's not safe to show up. And this is why these fields are so potent, because it becomes a new normal. It wants to become safe for you, that you not only can show up, but that you have to show up in order to enrich the field and your life's experience. So your positioning is how you stand and what you stand for. This is beautiful when you know your values and when you are invited to also share from them. So if you are in the wrong place, then no amount of inner work will fix that. If your inner space is contracted, it will be so hard to blossom and to receive the goodness of life. And even if you're in the right place, you might still not be seen because of how you yourself stand in your own truth. And I invite you to look at all of these three pillars, because when all of these don't match, all the three, life usually continues to feel like effort. And that's not where we thrive. I would love to invite you. I see that we're already quite ahead in time. I have two more things that I absolutely love to share, and I wanted to invite you to a little inner journey, but that might be too much. How do you feel? Is there anyone that needs to leave point 5? Or do you want to continue for a little bit? Yeah, that's why I love femininity and infinity so much. I can so much resonate with that because it's just an empowering field, and it makes such a difference when we understand and experience ourselves to be part, not outside, but really be part and welcomed within this field. And there we get to experience who we truly are, who we can be, who we allow ourselves to be. Because it's not about competition, but about co-creation. So I want to invite you to close your eyes for a little moment. Take a deep breath. And with this breath, allow yourself to land a little deeper within your physical home, this body that you inherit. This physical home of your heart and soul. A heart that is beating for you in every single moment of your life, in your favor. And a soul that is already imprinted with all the goodness that you bring, that only you bring, no one else but you. Take a deep breath. And as if you were looking around in your inner world, for a moment, let all the things show themselves where you actually feel out of place, where you have to leave who you truly are in order to fit in. And even if that hurts, or if that brings sadness to you, just let it be for a little moment. Because the moment we accept the truth of our current reality, it already starts to shift. Tune in to the relations, the places, the commitments that actually feel off when you allow your heart to respond to this. Where you feel like, oh gosh, everything is inside of me just wants to hide instead of opening up and just saying like, yes, 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 I'm here. Just notice where you still have this contracted fields in your experience of life. And don't judge. Just notice. And breathe. Allow it to circulate within your system, because whatever flows is still alive, healthy, and can renew itself. And as if you allowed yourself that all you've seen just now doesn't matter, just for a moment, you swipe the board clean. Allow yourself a fresh piece of paper, a clean slate, and project onto that all the aspects of your life where you already feel alignment, where you already sense like, oh yeah, there's aliveness, I want more of this. If this was my reality, I would be so much more joyful. I would be so much more me. Healthy, happy, thriving, blissful, all the good things. And even if it's little, but just for a moment, collect all the goodness in your life, the people, the projects, the topics, the thoughts, even your own thoughts, the emotions, whatever you love, whatever you feel resonating with, whatever you feel nourished by, bring it all on the table. Make a beautiful collection of all the goodness you already have in your life. And allow yourself a moment of simply bathing in this goodness. Feel how you feel in your body. Take a deep breath, and for a moment just enjoy. And once more, clean the board, swipe it all off, wipe it all off, and allow yourself to paint a picture that consists only of what you are envisioning. If time and money were not limited, if your energy was not limited, if you were allowed to claim everything you want, to have your desires fulfilled fully and more, what's on your picture? The moment you turn 80 years old and look back at your life, what do you want to see written in the story of your life, because you made it a reality? You allowed yourself to claim the best you could dream of. Dream as big as you can. Just for one little moment, allow yourself everything. Let it come alive. Make yourself feel what it feels like in your own body to live the life you want to live. Anchor in this feeling. If there is a place of your body where you feel it the most, put a hand onto this part of your body And give yourself a moment to remember how expansion feels within your system, because this is what we want to cultivate. And this is where the good things come from. This is the frequency from which we take the action that is actually bringing us the results. Because when we're coming from where we're at, we're only reproducing the same. If we're coming from where we want to go, we're producing a new reality. And this is possible in each and every moment. Slowly come back into this physical space surrounding you. And just for a moment, tune into the quality of how you feel right now. So I want to share one last thing before we complete that feels very important to me as a reminder. And it's these simple words that say, whatever you want, wants you. Whatever you truly want, whatever is on your heart, there is an expression out there where this frequency matches. There is a response. There is a possibility to make a reality what is alive within. And it will show once you make it important enough to go for it. Whatever you want wants you, and especially we as women, we need to learn to trust our desires and claim them. And I want to share from my personal experience, whenever I was not trusting my desires and taking action, taking aligned action to open up this reality, these desires would not fade away. They would not leave me, but it would only get harder to reach them. So what I'm learning from my rock bottoms, from my quote unquote failures, from my moments of stepping back, is that it's actually no one's winning when we're stepping back. No one. The world is only lacking the reality that you came here to create. So if there's one thing to remind you of, then it's really this: trust your desires and allow yourself to make them a reality, and you will make the world so much richer for all of us. This is where the true richness is waiting for you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jamila. Would you maybe explain and tell a bit, because you said you're not that long with Infinity yet, but what got you there? What decision? What was it solution for you? What was it for a calling? Maybe you want to share.
I love the question. And I would say I said it earlier just in a tiny version. I would say since Feminity became a part of Infinity, I feel the field complete. I have been basically walking alongside Infinity and Infinity members and the company and everything for years. And I've known that I wanted to be part of it, but I didn't step in. And when Feminity came, it made all the difference for me, because I feel, as a business owner for 15 years, coming from a background where I would rather be trying to do things in a very masculine way, in a not a free kind of frequency where I would allow myself, like, oh gosh, like I am leading my own company, I'm leading my own business, so that's why I just like build it as a joyful version of how you can live life. But like, it wasn't any better than being employed somewhere, because I kind of employed myself in the way I saw people would employ themselves. And that's not very nourishing, and that's not very freeing, and that's not very sweet and beautiful and feminine. And throughout my journey of leading my own business, it made all the difference when I started learning about what it means to be a woman, what it means to be a cyclical being and trust that rhythm, that natural rhythm of life, and to bring all of these pieces into business, into the field of running a business, having a business, accompanying clients through their transformations. Like, I cannot imagine that anymore without. So each and every field where I'm not yet experiencing that, we are honoring the full spectrum of like beauty of what we as human beings, men and women, can create, can co-create, and can create each and every single one by following their heart's desires. Like, I don't want to stand for anything that is only half of the picture. And I loved it that Femininity brought the full picture, and that we are making all the difference with all of our choices every day in this field. And I would love this movement, for me, it's really a completion to swap into the world, into the business world, especially because this is where most of us spend most of our time, where we work. So this is really supposed to be nourishing. This is really supposed to be working for who we are. And I love to like to support this field, to be nourished by this field, to make this experience of making it real, that I know that we can do it differently.
Yeah, it's kind of the thing what you said before, this zone of genius. Because if you're building a business, you're doing it on your own. And if you go do it together and everyone has a zone of genius, then it's kind of all completing, everyone is completing each other, right?
Yes. So we really need to like stop being these lone wolves and like I'm strong enough, I can do everything, and I can do it very masculine. Like, that's not serving us, and that's also not keeping us healthy, right? Like, for me, it's really all about balance and health. And from there, we can create everything. But when we're out of alignment, when we're out of energy, when we're out of capacity, like, of course, we can still build, but it's always only coming from this contracted place. And it's so much effort. And life is not meant to be effort. It's actually meant to be easeful.
Yeah. Petra is saying, like, I just realized that I am a businesswoman, not just a trainer. Thank you for that switch in my purpose.
I love that.
And I want to share the story. Like, I joined Infinity really 3 years ago, and there was this thoughts about, but so many men. Oh my God, what it's doing inside of me. How do I feel sometimes little, because even about like investing, and then I was really not trusting myself, right? And then I was standing there in the desert And I joined Infinity. I was pulling a card from my dragon deck and pulling a card, which is an infinity sign on it, saying the universe is for you, do whatever, go your way, do it. Kind of, this is, I would need to look at it again. But I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. I don't even understand what I'm doing here. And then I'm standing there in the desert. Like there were really a lot of men around me, but they were all so helpful. And some, like the founder, like a little kid, like a big child playing with people and wanted to see them grow. And from my, like, because I'm like, I really believe in like free schooling, and if we follow our joy, then like we are unstoppable. Like the institution, we like know our own pattern with human design, whatever it takes. Then we have this trust in ourselves. And then I was staying there in the desert and I was feeling like I was crying and saying like, oh my God, this is so much bigger than just investing. It's actually investing in ourselves and believing in our visions and finding people who also maybe don't have the same visions, but like it's so differently and everyone is going their ways. And yeah, if you feel like Jamila was talking about the surroundings or the average of the 5 people we are surrounding us, if you feel like, even if it's just a little calling, oh my God, I want this as well, then please contact the person who invited you. I know some of you I saw on the MMI in Hamburg, and it's like there are so many people feeling this calling, but it's so important also to make the step, make a decision, and go for your dreams, like even if it's just little one, and yeah, follow those callings. Contact us if you want to know more, and then yeah, we see us next week with another woman. You're really in like invite other women, no matter which age. Men are also, like in Infinity, men are also welcome, just not in this room. Yes. Lila, do you want to add still something? No.
There's one.
Oh, thank you so much. That was again so beautiful. I mean, we had the last call together, which was also really, really beautiful. But today, thank you so much for everything. Yeah.
It was a pleasure. I thank you so much for having me. And it was really a beautiful journey also to prepare for that call and to go through all of what I've been experienced so far in my unfolding and what I can offer for all of these beautiful women in our field to make use of and to experience for themselves. And like I feel it's fitting so well to what Anna said now as the closing words or thought. I took a lot of notes prior to our session, and here I have on my paper, effort depletes you, investment grows you. And I feel that's the most important choices we can make when we feel like this space, the place, the position that I'm in is actually not fitting. It's taking from me. It depletes me. It's not leaving me with a lot of joy and life force energy. Then something has to change. And the moment we start investing in ourselves, doesn't matter if it means investing in finances, investing in crypto, investing in mentorship, investing whatsoever. Whatever feels like an investment in the reality you want to live will grow you, and that's how you know.
Yes, beautiful last words.
Thank you.
Share your thoughts, your feelings in the group chat, and yeah, we're happy to see you. And maybe you see yourself holding such a call, then also contact us and let's connect. And yeah. Bye bye, lovely ladies.
So much. See you again.